Sup? This is Alex Chu coming at you with another episode. This episode, I just want to ask do people have difficulty dating nowadays? Because I don't know, the economy is getting worse and worse. I don't think there's any. I think most men are not qualified for dates. Most men are not qualified for romance. That's what I'm saying. But before we get into that subject, I want to tell you my name is Alex Chu. I'm the guy who invented physical mortality rings. These are rings that you put on your small fingers during sleep. You wear them, you don't age anymore. You become physically immortal. For example, I'm already 53. You can tell, still pretty skinny, right? Look at that. I don't have any beer belly. If you go to my website, livemuchlonger.com, I have lots of testimonials from Amazon customers. Most of them give me 4-star, 5 stars. If you want to look like me when you're 53, livemuchlonger.com, livemuchlonger.com. Link is at bottom of this video, okay? Buy a pair of these rings. But yeah, it's, economy is getting worse, man. Don't see, I'm MGTOW, I don't really date or anything, but then I worry about the economy. Because economy and romance goes hand in hand. Nowadays, you see, there's so many TikTok videos, right? TikTok is hot. A lot of young people, they love TikTok, right? And especially women, right? You see all these girls twerking in front of their video, right? In front of their camera, twerking and showing off their body and shit. You know why that worries me? That worries me because back in the days, women have to put on high heels and put on makeup and walk the streets. Go to like a mall, shopping mall, or walk the street. In order to show off their beauty, right? Nowadays, they don't have to go out anymore. They just sit home. They just put on some makeup and twerk in front of a camera. They don't have to go anywhere. And that affects the economy, do you understand? I believe that really affects the economy. I have to stop the video a little bit because my camera is sliding. But anyway, yeah, I don't know. It's very dangerous nowadays to walk the street of Oakland, Because, there's so much crime and all the stores are closed. San Francisco, too, New York, I saw it. I saw the street, somebody walking the street of New York, right? It's also like piles of empty lots, empty storefronts. Ugh. Oh, especially in China, Shanghai, Beijing, and all the... China's even worse. China's all... It doesn't matter where you go in China, right? All the stores are closed. All the stores, all the supermarkets, everything is closed, man. It's fucking incredible, man. It's terrible. I don't know. I think the romance is affecting the economy nowadays, Women, they just have to twerk on camera, right? They don't go out anymore. They don't show off their beauty anymore like outside. They just have to stay home and twerk in front of a camera. They don't even have to go out, And a lot of guys, they don't dare to go out. A lot of guys, they don't dare to date because dating is so expensive nowadays, So many women, they're just hungry. they just want a free meal, and they're willing to date you for a free meal, right? And it's like, and then you could tell too, when they take you out on a date, they order the most expensive stuff, they order drinks after drinks, desserts, and it's like so a lot of guys are very cautious nowadays. They don't dare to date. And the economy is getting worse, right? Everybody's livelihood is getting more difficult, and so a lot of guys they just don't dare to date anymore. Like right now, just the minimum wage of fast food restaurants in California is now $20, right? Just effective, like, I don't know, 10 days ago, right? April 1st, it's $20 minimum wage for fast food workers. So fast food is even getting more expensive now. I don't even dare to walk into the restaurant and see how much fast food costs nowadays. I haven't been to McDonald's for such a long time anyways. I really don't care. I don't care. It's none of my business. I don't eat at McDonald's anymore. But can you imagine? Even McDonald's, right? You buy a combo meal, costs you $16 to $17 for a hamburger. It's crazy. I don't know. So I'm just saying that women and men, they're not dating anymore because men simply cannot afford it, And there's too many scams out there. Women, dating you for a free meal. And then, if you're not a Chad or a Tyrone, you're not 6 feet tall, they're not going to sleep with you, They're just using you for a free meal. So, I don't know. So a lot of men are becoming a lot more cautious now, right? Besides, why it's like, if I can watch a woman twerk on video, right? I can see so many beautiful women on TikTok. So why should I date? You know what I'm saying? I could just watch these videos. And a lot of women, they're lazy now. They don't want to go out and date anymore. You know why? Because they have their TikTok, they have their Facebook. They have their Instagram. They don't need to walk the street in order to gain validation. Nowadays, they post, they twerk a little bit on camera, and there's a lot of simps. They give you, love bomb them, right? Give them likes, love bomb, and give them little hearts and shit, And, they collect all this validation, and they feel good. And they go to sleep at night and start a brand new day. And women, they don't feel necessary to go out there to gain validation. Back in the days, in order to gain validation, you have to go shopping, right? You have to go to the street, go to the restaurant walk the shopping mall, hoping to meet a guy that you like. But now it's like they gain validation at home. They just twerk a little bit in front of a camera and they gain validation. They don't need to go out anymore. And I don't know. Guys also lost interest in dating because too many scams, too many women dating you for a free meal, And nowadays, because the economy is so hard, right? Economy is so bad. It's difficult to look for a lot of people are getting laid off. It's because of AI, right? Because of the AI technology, lots of people are getting laid off. So especially the office workers, right? Lots of office workers being laid off and shit, and so it's difficult to hold a job nowadays. And if you do hold a job, I don't know. It's not enough for you to buy a house, right? Nowadays you want to buy a house. You want to buy a decent home, it costs like maybe $500,000, right? And most men cannot afford it, right? So it's like if you're a woman, right? Would you date a guy who cannot afford to buy a home, right? Let's say you date this guy, he earns like $40,000, $50,000 a year, right? And with this kind of money, plus he has to pay insurance, he has to pay for his car. He got a whole bunch of bills, and maybe he has debt. He has to pay student loan debt, and I don't know. He'll never be able to afford a home. Would you marry him? Would you go out with him? Would you go out with such a man? So I don't know, man. Nowadays, so romance and economy goes hand in hand, right? And right now it's getting worse and worse, man. You see, all the stores are being shut down on the streets, And Biden's regime, Biden's government still claims that, unemployment is only 3.5, or, there's only 3.5 unemployment. I don't believe in it. Does it look like 3.5 to you? Does it look like we only have like 3%, 5% unemployment? Does it look like that to you? Doesn't seem that way to me, There's crime everywhere. People breaking into your houses, people breaking into your store to steal cigarettes. Does that look like unemployment is only 3.5? I don't know, man. Doesn't seem like it. It feels more like at least 50% unemployment nowadays. Feels more like that, you know. So in China, oh my God, you know, in China dating is so hard, right? This is not a joke. In China, right? If you want to date a girl, right? You want to date. She's not like the prettiest. She's not like pretty or anything. Just a normal girl, right? If you want to date a woman nowadays, I mean, I'm talking about having a relationship and get married, right? If you want to marry somebody, you have to pay them 300,000 yuan. I'm not joking. In China right now, it's like this. If you want to marry my daughter, you have to pay our family 300,000 yuan. You know, it's like buying my daughter. It's like you have to, if you want to buy my daughter, it's going to cost you 300,000 yuan, right? Well, 300,000 yuan is a lot of money. Some days, some charge 300,000 yuan. Some family will charge you at least 150,000 yuan. Hey, 300,000 yuan, 150,000 yuan, that's a lot of money. Now China's economy is very hard. You know, if you're lucky, you get 2,000 yuan every month in China, you know? If you're lucky, if you can find a job, if they pay you 2,000 yuan or 3,000 yuan, yeah, you're considered lucky, you know, because at least you still have a job. Imagine your salary is like 2 or 3,000 yuan every month, right? And if you want to marry somebody's daughter, they want you to pay 300,000 yuan up front, or 150,000 yuan. Some charge you like 800,000 yuan. Of course, depending on how beautiful the daughter is, depending on her age, how beautiful she is, you know. Nowadays in China, if let's say your daughter got a divorce, right, and she has a daughter, you know, she's carrying a daughter or a son, they still charge you, you know, if you want to buy my daughter and, you know, you have to accept his son, and you still have to pay 300,000 yuan or 200,000 yuan, whatever. It's crazy. That's the reason why now I'm not joking. In China, if you don't have that kind of money, you cannot even get married. It's so weird. The government is trying to step in. The government saw the problem, right? Chinese government is trying to step in, and they say, if you want to sell your daughter, if you sell your daughter for less than 40,000 yuan, right? Then we're gonna give you like when your daughter go to college, you know, we're gonna give her, you know, like special priority. Like if it's, I don't know, they have China, they made a whole bunch of special laws, you know, hoping that when you're selling your daughter, you charge less, you know. And right now, the senators in China, they propose a law to outlaw selling daughters, you know. Like if you want your daughter to marry, if you allow your daughter to get married, you know, it's illegal to charge money for your daughter, you know. It's illegal to charge the groom for like money, you know. But they know, you know, that's very hard because the they could say, oh, okay, then why don't you buy my daughter a car? Why don't you buy me a car if you want my daughter? Buy me a Mercedes-Benz, or, you know, just give me some gold, just give me some gold bars or silver bars, whatever. So it's, I don't know, it's very difficult to outlaw this kind of tradition, you know. But that's the reason why right now the fertility rate in China is so low. It probably is lower than Korea's. Korea's has the lowest fertility rate, right? Right now it's like 0.78 or something. China, it's like 1.1. I'm not sure, I forgot, but I actually think it's lower than Korea's, you know, because getting married in China is so hard nowadays. You don't have that kind of money, you can't get married because everybody's selling their daughter. Nobody's daughter's for free in China. Can you imagine that? And then there's a lot of pitfall, you know. Let's say you marry somebody's daughter, right? You pay like 150,000 yuan, right? And then two days inside the marriage, the daughter say, "I don't like you anymore. I want a divorce," and she just leave. She just left. Can you imagine that? You spend 150,000 yuan, you marry her for 2 days, and she left. Can you imagine that? there are lots of cases in China right now that women just leave. The wife just leave after you pay like huge sums of money to marry her. And right now, but right now, China they have there's a new law in China. Okay, they just established a new law like a month ago. Okay, if you buy somebody's daughter, right? Let's say you pay 200,000 yuan for somebody's daughter, right? And then they marry you and they left, then you have the right to ask for that money back. Let's say I paid 200,000 for your daughter. Your daughter married me and left. Within 2-3 months she left. Then I can go back to the bride's family, right, and ask them for the money back. Hey, I want my $200,000 yuan back. Yeah, that just became law like a month ago. So I don't know, man. And United States is not like China, but United States is also very risky, as you know, right? Everything is favoring the women, right? So if you get divorced, the woman is gonna take half your shit. So I don't know. So my that's the reason why economy is so bad nowadays. Economy is so bad because nobody's getting married, nobody's dating anymore. You understand? Nobody is dating. Nobody is walking the streets. All the women are twerking on camera at home. Nobody walks the streets anymore. If nobody walks the streets and like me. Do you know when I bought my shoes? I bought my shoes 10 years ago. I have a pair of shoes, like sneakers, right? I bought it 10 years ago. I'm still wearing it right now. My sneakers are already pretty worn out. It's like full of holes, but I don't care. I still wear it. You know why? Because nobody is dating anymore. If nobody is dating, I'm not trying to show off in front of women anymore. I'm not trying to impress women anymore. Then I don't care. Why should I buy new clothes? I haven't. In fact, when was the last time I bought new clothes? I don't even remember. Like 8 years ago or something. I bought 3 T-shirts 8 years ago. Something like that. I don't even remember. And if nobody is dating, then nobody buy new clothes. Nobody buy new clothes. Nobody's buying new makeup or lipsticks, or they don't go perm their hair anymore. They just basically sit home. That's the reason why all the stores are empty now. All the stores are closing down. All the nail salons, all the hair salon, they all shut down because nobody cares anymore. So that's what technology brings to us. Like technology like TikTok, right? TikTok or Instagram, Facebook, they basically encourage everybody to stay home. Everybody stay home. I'm pretty sure if we don't have TikTok or Facebook or I'm pretty sure if we don't have those kind of things, I'm pretty sure economy would go right back to how it started. I'm pretty sure immediately people will start to go out on the street, People will start to walk the street, Enjoy the street life, right? But yeah, it's too bad. I mean, I blame the technology, but you know what? I'm also hooked on the technology. For example, I'm hooked on YouTube. I am so addicted to YouTube. I watch YouTube every day. I just love YouTube, right? I cannot imagine my life without YouTube, But of course, if YouTube does not exist, I know I wouldn't be sitting here all day long. I would be out the street. I would be I back in the days I loved to go to bookstores. I go to bookstores. Oh, that's a long time ago. How long ago was that? At least 30 years ago. Well, how many years ago? It's 25, 30 years ago. I used to love bookstores. I used to go there all the time. Right now, I'm pretty sure, most of the bookstores are closed, right? The last known bookstore that I is in Tianfeng Mall, but that mall closed down. That mall shut down. Just 2 years ago, it shut down. So, I mean, if I want to go to this bookstore, I don't even know where to go. There is no more bookstore, I guess. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it's, I don't know, man. But anyway, hey, leave a comment, man. Talk to you guys later.